Hi everyone, how's it going? It's Alex here today and I'm back from a week of traveling. I was visiting Toronto, Canada last week, just to see some family and friends. And I had a very interesting event happen to me. So I come over to my mom's and I'm like, oh, I'm so happy to see my mom. Hey mom, how's it going? And then I see she has these birds in the cage in the back of the room. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, where did you get these birds? Where are they from? We're not the type of people to keep birds in cages. And she's like, you know what? It was just my friend from upstairs. She was going away for vacation and she asked me to take care of these birds, so I'm taking care of them. I'm like, okay, that's awesome, that's great. How about we let these birds out, let them have their freedom, let them just like fly around the place, have some fun. And she's like, okay, sure, let's do that. So it was an interesting experiment for me. So there's two birds in the cage, and they're like little parrots. And the cage, it's pretty decent sized cage, it's pretty nice. And there's two little birds, and we open the door, and I'm like, they're probably gonna like run out of there and just start flying everywhere and just be so happy and exhilarated. That's what I thought in my mind. If I was like a bird in a cage and they've been there for some time now, I thought they're just gonna like run out and just do these crazy things, be so happy. So we open the door, and then we just watch, and I'm just excited. I'm like, I feel like this person letting these creatures out and have their freedom. And I see that they don't get out. And I'm like, this is interesting. How long is this gonna take? So then we're just, we're patiently waiting for them to get out. And what we noticed is, it took some time, but they weren't getting out of the cage. And then eventually one of them took the bold step and ventured into the unknown outside the cage. And started kind of flying around a bit, but not too far from the cage. And then he kind of told his buddy on the inside, like, okay, come out. And this buddy eventually came out. In the end, they didn't fly very far. And they kind of just hung around their cage. And then 40 or 30 minutes later, they kind of went back in the cage. And to me, I was like, this is a very interesting philosophy or just like way of looking at life and even ourselves. Because what I saw in these birds is what I see in myself and so many other people. So many of us have this amazing grand opportunity to fly and to discover the world and have the freedom and flexibility to do stuff. However, from our perspective, from the perspective of birds, we feel like we're caged in our, what I call the cage for all of us is the comfort zone. Right? And that's what I really saw the birds in. The birds were so used to the cage that it was their comfort zone. Even though by nature they're meant to fly, they're meant to roam around the world and travel and do whatever and have all sorts of fun things to do like birds do. Instead, because they got so used to this comfort zone that this is their place. And even when they had the opportunity to come out, they didn't venture that far. And guess what happened next time? So a couple of days later, my mom's like, I experimented and I opened the door for them as well. And you know what? I opened the door for them and they didn't even get out that time. And an hour later, I just closed it. And I thought, wow, so look at that once again. The door was open for them. They had the freedom to go out and fly, but they didn't even take that opportunity to go outside of that comfort zone in this different scene. So once again, life will give you these opportunities. When you can get outside of your comfort zone, when you can fly and discover, but many of us don't take that chance. The reason for it is like these birds too, we're afraid. We don't know what's outside of that comfort zone. It's the unknown. And yes, you might get hurt. Yes, you don't know what the hell is gonna happen. But that's from the perspective of a bird inside the cage. For me, it was very easy to see from the outside. I'm like, hey, it's all safe. You guys are still it's gonna be a bigger comfort zone once you come out, but it's still gonna be a comfort zone because you're still inside an apartment or a flat, whatever it is. But it's the next level of a comfort zone. And after that, they'll have to go out, maybe they'll have the opportunity to actually fly outside in this bigger world. But yet again, they didn't even take the step many times to go outside, even venture out and see this little other like apartment that my mom lives in. I just want to remind you to make this video for you, and it was just a reminder to myself that many times we feel like we're caged in. But in reality, we are ourselves that make this comfort zone around us. Because the opportunities are there for us to go out and venture, to go out and discover. Yes, I know, it's a scary thing to do. But yet again, you have to remember that if you just stay in this one place, that's all you're gonna see. In reality, you gotta remember, like for these birds, you're meant to fly. And as cheesy as it sounds, it's true. Because like, that's what I saw in these birds. I'm like, these birds actually have wings and they're not using them, they're not flying. And this is what, society do to you, or your parents or surroundings or culture, what it might be. It made you to believe that you're just supposed to be small. You're not supposed to do any of those things. Just be average. Just have this average life. Don't fly too far or high. That's one of my favorite books of all time that I highly, highly recommend for you to read is Icarus Deception by Seth Godin, where he talks about this very similar story that we tell ourselves. So to you, I would really want to leave you off with this thought. Think about it. Are you right now in your comfort zone? And what is your comfort zone? Be aware of it. Be observant of it. And think, what do you have to do to get outside of your comfort zone? What kind of steps do you have to take? And I would love to hear about this down below in the comments. So let me know what's your comfort zone and what actions you're gonna take to get out of it. So thank you so much once again for watching. I really appreciate you getting all the way here to the end once again. And just remember, you're meant to fly. Have a good one. Have a good day. Bye.